Peace, fam. Ant One Raw Soul Nation. The universe is revolutionary. How y'all feeling out there today? How y'all families doing, man? Yo, check it. Let's talk about let's talk about if religion is bad or not. Specifically, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Now, as far as colonization goes, the organized religion that we know is Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, they're they are bad because they make you serve who you believe your master is, which is the Caucasian or said white man, the colonizer, or white people in general. That's controlling things and in society. Okay, so because they make you serve your master like you serve Christ or God. That's how it's written inside the Holy Bible, and that is pushed on black folks in the churches, and we work for white folks. It's like um, when I was young, when I was a teenager, I used to always tell my mom I would never work for a white man. I said I would never work for a white man, period. I don't care what's going on. So as a teenager, I already had this concept of not working for evil and wanting to do what I like to do and earn my money that way. And what I loved to do when I was young was drawing, dancing, and rapping, right? Somewhere in that art field of creation, that's where I wanted to make my money at. I didn't want to work like prime example, like I'm working now, at a job, at a specific job. Even though working, um, getting money, earning your money, still has white people on the money, and we're still in the United States of America. I still had this concept that I wouldn't work for white men, not realizing that they own everything, everything. So I say that to say, as a youngster, I was already thinking how corrupt the system was and how I didn't want to play, a serious part in destroying other people, whether you're black, white, Asian, whatever, right? Eskimo, whatever. And so I already had that concept coming up of what was corrupt and what was right, what was wrong. When I got older and I became an adult, and the more I studied and the more I researched and cross reference checked things and had conversations with different people, a lot of the truth came to be that um, those religions originally were good, originally made to keep people on the right track. So it's like when people teach it these days, they say, when they teach against it, they say, oh, these religions are made for control, and they throw control out there as a word to make you rebel. And it is for control because you have to have control over society. You don't want people out here doing crazy stuff and out here killing people and raping people all the time. You have to have laws and rules set in play, right? So yeah. And what are the base laws in Christianity? That's the Ten Commandments. Um, Now, the Ten Commandments, I say, and a lot of people agree, and it seems to be that they came from the 42 laws of Ma'at, which made sense since those laws um, were in place before Moses and the Ten Commandments story. Before that story happened in Egypt. So Moses had to learn the laws. Even in the Bible, it says Moses was learning all the wisdom of the Egyptians. And he was like 40 something years old by the time he left. So he had to know the laws of the land and what to do right and what was right and what was wrong. So people can't say that that's not it. If you're going by this story, you have to understand that there was already laws in place in this just in the city that they lived in, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. I follow the Ten Commandments, right? I follow the commandments all my life. Now, am I saying that I've never lied or never stole anything? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I follow the laws, right? You follow the laws. You don't steal. You don't kill. You don't lie. You don't. You know what I'm saying? You don't take another man's woman and stuff like that, right? So what I'm saying is this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what people are supposed to do to try to keep society in harmony, right? So and forgiveness, I think, is specifically for because people are gonna know that people are gonna mess up sometimes. People are gonna do some things sometimes that's a little off. So people have to forgive us. Oh, I know he really mean it, or I know she really mean it, or they made a mistake, and blah blah blah. It has nothing to do with perfection. Perfection is completion. If you break down the word perfection and find out etymology, it just means complete. So it's just like when somebody say when they drawing or they finish doing something, some work, they say perfect. That means they're done. Everything is done. It's complete. They can go on to the next task or get some rest or whatever. So that's what that means. It doesn't mean that you don't make mistakes. It don't mean that you got flaws. People are like, I got flaws. That's why they never can get themselves correct because got this concept of nobody's perfect, right? So that's silly. You wouldn't be here if you wasn't perfect. So as you wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? You're complete. You made it. You completed the cycle. As sperm came out your father and went into your mother and the egg was fertilized and it grew into you and you're an angel and a gift from heaven. So live it up. You know what I'm saying? Um, you don't have to go with all of the mythology, Christianity or Judaism, or any other religion, even in Yoruba or Kemetic mythologies. Like you don't have to believe in all the mythology to um, to utilize the mythology and the laws and the stories and the metaphors and all that good stuff and the history. You don't have to necessarily believe in everything. You don't have to believe in everything to use what you see or to utilize it in your life on a spiritual basis or a mental spiritual basis or day-to-day living. So I say those religions are colonized religions because they've been used to hurt people and destroy people and everything. But it doesn't mean that from the beginning that when it was being written up till it got into the book, it was never meant for you to believe and take in all of it was real and true anyway. It's just that people got a hold of it and used it as such because there's so many different stories in the book that have different books in them. So you can't take that book like that and say believe the whole Bible. It's impossible for anybody to. So I say, that's basically what I had to say on that topic. Yeah, those organized religions have been corrupted. They're corrupt, but religion, fire, air, water, and earth, the life sustaining elements that balance life, those elements balance life and they sustain life. That's religion. Religion is devotion, and those elements are devoted to sustaining our lives. So think about it. When people talk about have a debate about religion, make sure they have an understanding of what they're talking about, or you have an understanding of what's being debated. All right. So y'all have a good one, man. It's Ant One, Raw Soul Nation. The universe is revolutionary. Play your part. Peace.